Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Why you should run away from a refugee camp? Why you should avoid living in a refugee camp? Hello guys, my name is Spencer, and if you subscribe to our channel and put on your notification button, or you've been following us, you notice that we talked about two types of asylum camps. Yeah. Today we're gonna be talking about 5 reasons why you should avoid staying in an asylum camp. But for now, please subscribe to the channel if you are interested in our topic. Thank you very much. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you should avoid living in an asylum camp in Germany. The first we're going to talk about is no future. Alright, what do I mean by no future? You can stay in an asylum camp in Germany or a refugee camp in Germany for about 10 years. There's still not going to be any future for you. Nothing. It's just the same routine. Going to work, coming back, and no future. Nothing. So there are even some jobs you can apply because when you are living in a city and you are black or Arab, they notice when they see these people, they know all these people, they know asylum camps very well. So when they check your document, your residence, they see your address there, they know that it's an asylum camp. So you might even look for a good job. They might want to offer you a good job, but when they notice that we stay in an asylum camp, they might want to believe that you are not serious, because they believe that if you are staying in an asylum camp, there's high chance for you to go back to your country anytime if the police decide. So you don't make the decision, only the police can decide for you. So they are like afraid to give you a kind of job where you have a lot of responsibilities. So they like to give you these petty jobs. Just know that if you are staying in an asylum camp, let me tell you today, you cannot be a citizen in Germany. If you are staying in an asylum camp or in a refugee camp, there is no permanent resident permit for you. You can have a temporary resident permit, but you cannot even apply for a permanent resident permit, because they assume that when you are staying in an asylum camp, the government is helping you, assisting you to pay for the apartment or for a house. It's just usually one room, and these rooms cost, sometimes in different cities it varies. Sometimes in another city they can cost less, in another city they can cost very high. Yeah, in my city it's very expensive. Asylum is very expensive, so sometimes it's even preferable to get an apartment than to stay in an asylum a refugee camp. But in another cities they can pay at least up to 200 euros a month. So in another city it is cheaper than other cities, so it varies. But globally the government consider asylum or refugee camp as assistance. So for them, you cannot have a permanent resident permit in Germany staying for assistance, living in assistance. So they will prefer you to go out, look for an apartment where you can pay your monthly bills, and before they can issue a permanent resident permit or a citizenship. So for that, if you are staying in an asylum camp, there is no future. You cannot have permanent resident permit or a passport, citizenship, no, nothing. So, and there are some jobs that you cannot even have, because the employer is going to think that you still have problems with the police, so he's not going to give you some responsibilities. Okay, before we jump to another to the next topic, we would like to let you know that in Germany there are 2 types of asylum camps, 2 types of refugee camps. So I'm saying this for those who have not followed my other videos. There are 2 types of asylum camps. The first asylum camp is when you just come and you are seeking for an asylum. You want to seek asylum. The first place they'll keep you, it's where you're gonna spend like maybe between 3 to 6 months. That one is still an asylum camp, but it's the first stage of an asylum camp. Then the second one is living home. Like I said, I used to always say that in my other videos, living home. This living home is where the government will give you as if it's your own apartment, your own house. So this is where you're going to stay. But the first one, which when you just enter Germany and want to seek for asylum, the first place that you stay, it's like a prison. It's not really, it's like a prison. So you cannot just go, you can go out, but you cannot stay for more than 5 days without coming in, or I think 3 days, even maximum is 3 days. You have to come back and sign in. So the other one is out of topic. So the one I'm talking about is living home. We call it here living home. So that's what I'm talking about, asylum, refugee camp. So all of them as refugee camp, but they have stages. The first stage is the one which as a newbie, you're just coming, you seek for an asylum. Then the second stage is the one they call living home. After you get to the first stage, you spend like 3 to 6 months. They will transfer you from the first house to the second house. So the second house is what they call living home. So this is the second house I'm referring to. The second is police routine. So if you are the type who doesn't like to see police around, or police not your friend, so I'm sorry, this is not for you, because you always see police around. Always there's 1 or 2 police who will come and visit or pass around. So police is going to be your friend. So in this asylum places, these refugee camps, there are usually problems always occurring. You might have a neighbor who is smoking and you don't want to smoke. So there are all kind of people in the world, people you not stay with, you didn't grow, you don't have any ties with them. So it's difficult sometimes to stay with people if you are some kind of person who doesn't want to stay with people. So you must, it is very, very difficult if you are staying in an asylum or in a refugee camp and you try to avoid people. The police, sometimes people cause problems, sometimes they play music high, so police will constantly visit the place. Sometimes even if there's no problem, police visit the place to just to do their normal routine check. They always check around, pass around and check. And when there are some refugee camps where you hardly pass 1 week without having a problem, or without someone calling the police for an emergency or a problem, so you always have police around if it's that. So these are the reasons. The first one is no future. There's no future. The second is police visitation. All the time you see police around. So if you are a type who doesn't want police, and mind you, when there's a problem and the police come around, the police will ask everybody's document. So the police doesn't just go to the particular house where when there's a problem around, the police will see a random person and ask for their document. And if you don't have a document, it's a problem. So if your document has expired or anything, it's a problem. So the police will always be around to ask questions, and but the police, they are not bad. They just do their normal jobs, their normal routine and check. So but if you are just somebody who doesn't like the police, I'm sorry about that. The next is you can't bring friends and family members. So if you're the type who likes to bring family members around or friends, I'm sorry, in a refugee camp, you just can't bring family members and friends. Even if you are paying for the house, of course you are paying for the house, but you just can't bring family members. And you cannot invite your family member from home, or if you are from Africa or from Asia and you think you can call your family member to come around to Germany, and no, with the kind of house you're living, you can never bring someone abroad, or you cannot bring someone to your place. They can come, spend a day, but they cannot sleep. Anybody who comes to your apartment, to your place, the person is not allowed to sleep in camps, in asylum camps. They are not allowed to sleep. It's just the same with the first stage. With the first stage, they can come, they will stay outside, or sometimes they can give them a card. Some don't even allow you to enter, so you just need to see them outside. But in this case, where it's living home, they can come, enter into the house, see, up to you spend the day, the entire day, but they cannot sleep. The family members and friends can never sleep. Next is inconveniencing. Mind you always have inconvenience while stay in a refugee camp, because they share the kitchens and the toilet. So there might be maybe 2-3 gas, and if you want to cook and the people there are already cooking, and you are working with time, maybe you got to go to job to work, and the people are already cooking, so you cannot cook. You have to wait for them to finish before you do. There are other ones but there are other places where there are many more kitchens or gas, where you barely see people cooking, occupying all the gases. So, but there's other places where there are just 2-3 gas, and you have to wait for others to finish before you can cook. And also with the toilet. So if you go to the toilet, somebody is there, you also have to wait for them to finish. So you cannot work with time when you are staying in a refugee camp. Sometimes they might obstruct your time. So, and the last but not the least, it's privacy. In refugee camps, there is usually no privacy, because imagine you don't have toilets and you have to share toilet with maybe 6-7 people or more. When you go to the toilet, everybody knows, because they have their rooms beside you. You go to the bathroom, everybody knows. You want to cook, everybody know that you want to cook. People come to your place, everybody know that this person has come to your place. So you don't have anything to hide. There's no privacy. Maybe the police come, or you have a problem with everybody knows everything. So in asylum camp or as in a refugee camp, there is no privacy. There's no privacy. So these are the 5 reasons why you should leave asylum camps, or you should leave from refugee camp, especially the number 1, which is no future, because you cannot acquire a permanent resident permit or a citizenship while staying in an asylum camp. No matter how long you have stayed in the asylum camp, even if you stay there 20 years, but if you are staying in an asylum camp, there's no how you can acquire a permanent resident permit or a citizenship. However, some people like to stay in an asylum camp because they want to save money. Yeah, so if you want to save money and maybe you have something at hand, you want to do something, with money, you can stay in an asylum camp for a period of time. Some people give their time and say, okay, maybe I will stay for 5 or 2 years in an asylum camp. Then afterward, I will look for my apartment. Then yeah, so you give yourself 2 years, work money, save some money, then you can move on from asylum camp to a normal apartment, because it is better. Housing shortage in Germany. So some people want to leave the asylum camp, but they cannot find houses. In Germany, it is very difficult to find a house, especially if you are on a minimum budget, minimum salary, all these 1,300. Many people will not want to give you their apartment because they believe you cannot pay. And some also are not, you know what I mean. Some also don't want to give black people their apartment. Some also are like, okay, they don't know you, so they cannot give you their apartment. Some also don't trust you, they cannot just give you the apartment because of previous experience that they have had. And so some also are just like, no, I don't want to give, So, but if you happen to find any apartment or even a room somewhere and you are staying in an asylum camp, you just have to move, and you have plans for your future, then you have to move. But if you don't have plan, then you can stay in the asylum camp, because even when you visit the asylum camp, you meet the people you meet there. You will meet some of the people, and you will understand that, yeah, this is not a place for you. So I don't know, what do you think, guys? If you are staying in an asylum camp or you have experienced asylum camp, maybe you can just drop your comments below, and please put on your notification button, subscribe to the channel, and put on your notification button so that each time I post a video, YouTube gonna notify you. Subscribe, and please comment if you have any experience, or if you are planning to do asylum, or you have already seek asylum, or you are living in an asylum camp. Just comment your experience and whatever you can. Thank you very much. Thank you.